Hey everyone, I am 22 Tiger Dude. Welcome to Animation Domination. Here to start off with the Cleveland Show. And so the episode's about when Cleveland pretends to be a homeless man just so he could eat the delicious gourmet food that they give to the homeless on Christmas Eve. And meanwhile, Roberta wanted to get a job as sexy Santa so she could buy her own gifts for Christmas. And the Cleveland Show. While I'm not a huge fan of the show, the season compared to last season has really been not that bad. But man, this episode is the lowest of the low in the whole season. This was a terrible Christmas episode. It was awful. Now, I'll give it a compliment though. It is not as awful as last year's Christmas episode where Cleveland tells his story of Die Hard because holy crap, that was just awful. While this one is still awful, but it's a little better than that episode. Not by much, really. So anyways, what can I say about the episode? Well, what saved it just a tad was maybe a couple of laughs. I did laugh a couple of times. One of them from Rallo and the other one I can't remember. But I just really didn't like this Cleveland Show Christmas episode. It fails so miserably as a Christmas episode. It's nowhere near to being good compared to Murray Christmas because that's a very good Christmas episode. I really like that one. But this episode just falls apart to so many places. First of all, I hate the fact that Cleveland pretends to be a homeless man just to get gourmet food, and he knows it's terrible. He even said in the episode, "Ooh, I'm terrible." Man, it's amazing how much Cleveland's character has changed ever since he left Family Guy. It really is amazing. And to think he used to be my favorite character. And I guess he kind of is, just not compared to the past years. But anyways, I hated this episode. Nick Offerman was in this episode, and he did a pretty good job for whatever character he had. But it just doesn't save the glory of how awful this episode was. I hated it. It angered me. It bored me. It made me roll my eyes a lot. The jokes were just lame. And the storyline was just awful. Awful executions. Everything was just atrocious. Just stay away from this episode, especially if you hate this show. This Cleveland Show Christmas episode gets 1 out of 10. Yes, it was that bad. Now it's to the Simpsons, which is not a Christmas episode, but the intro, this brief intro had a Christmas theme to it. Plus, there was like one part of the episode that sprinkled in a little Christmas during a fake story that Homer was telling, but really, overall, it's not a Christmas episode, but I don't care because you know why? I love this Simpsons episode way better than Cleveland Show a Christmas episode for sure. My God. But anyways, I'm on to Simpsons now. I'm ignoring Cleveland Show, so here it goes. This episode was amazing. It's one of the best episodes I've ever seen in this season. It was just so great. And let me go ahead and just say the plot very quick. Grandpa moves in with the Simpsons family after his retirement home was caught on fire. Homer shows no, I guess, affection to Santa's little helper, the dog. And so the kids have always been wondering why Homer never shows affection to Santa's little helper, like why he never gives him walks or any of that stuff. And then Grandpa explains to the kids how Homer had a dog of his own when he was just about their age. And so we go into this nice heartwarming story about Homer's past and what Grandpa did for Homer. And just seeing the story that he was telling, it was just so great. It was amazing. And To be honest, it actually had me a little teary-eyed too. It may not be a Christmas episode, but it was heartwarming and it was very funny too. But I just loved every moment of this episode. I just love seeing Homer's past and just what Grandpa had to do just to make Homer happy and what sacrifices he had to make for Homer just to keep him safe and his own dog safe. And it was just a nice, heartwarming episode. It just had me smiling at the end. I definitely recommend this episode. Go ahead and watch this episode. It's called To Cure with Love, and it's just wonderful. It's got a lot of humor. It's got plenty of heart. Very nice executions. Well done pacing. No problems with this episode whatsoever. It's something that I always love to see the Simpsons trying to do once in a while. Not just be funny, but show heart to it too. And that's exactly what this episode delivered for me right here. So I give this episode an amazing, perfect, succeeding 10 out of 10. Now, lastly, we are in Bob's Burgers, which is actually their first ever Christmas-themed episode. So that's pretty cool. And it has Zach Galifianakis guest starring in this episode as Ched. And he did a pretty good job here. But just to sum it up, the plot's about when an uncle dies, Bob inherits a storage unit. His family imagines that they will be getting treasure, maybe that they maybe passed down to. But they discover that they ended up getting Chet, a man who believes he's a mannequin. And so it just takes you from there. Now, knowing me by now, not a fan of Bob's Burgers, but I really enjoyed this Christmas episode. It has a couple of flaws, so I can't quite say it's perfect, but it was very, very enjoyable. It's one of the more enjoyable episodes of the season. It was actually funny. I laughed surprisingly a good amount of times during this episode. Just the characters were great. No annoying moments except, and just two moments. And two moments though, they did overuse the gags they used throughout the series, which was the kids screaming, ah, ah, ah. They did that a couple of times in the episode, and that annoyed me. So I just couldn't handle that. And it kind of bumped down my rating. But other than that, I did really enjoy the episode. It was funny, nice executions, well done pacing. It was just a very enjoyable episode. But definitely, if you are a huge fan of the show, and I know the show has plenty of fans out there, then go ahead and watch this Christmas episode. It has everything that the Bob's Burgers fans will enjoy. And even though I'm not a fan of the show personally, I did really enjoy the episode. I laughed a lot. I enjoyed the storyline. The characters were all great. Bob was good here too. He wasn't your same old boring, okay kids, isn't that, But Bob actually had some kind of character into this episode too. So everything was just how I would want to see Bob's Burger do, and hopefully if they continue to do episodes like these, maybe I will become a fan of Bob's Burgers one day, but you never know. But as this stands, it is a really enjoyable Christmas episode, and I give this episode a 9 out of 10. Okay, you guys, thanks so much for watching. I am 22 Tired Dude. If you enjoyed what you've seen here, please go ahead and subscribe to me. The subscribe button is below. Please like and share this video. And then just comment below and give me your thoughts on the Christmas-themed Animation Domination premieres. Bob's Burgers, The Simpsons, The Cleveland Show, those three premieres of the night. So thanks for watching, you guys. I am 22 Tiger Dude, and don't forget that I will most certainly have Tiger Power!